Right, it is 3rd of August 2023. A very great morning to you watching Westnile Television. Welcome aboard. My name is Denis Oringi and it is KOKOLIRIKO Live on Westnile Television. Wherever you're catching the show live from, you're most welcome. And we thank you very much for joining us. In Westnile here, weather is a little bit chilly and we'll be back rain. Let me welcome rain in a special way. I think the month of August started in a different style with a heavy downpour. Yesterday, majority of people slept angry simply because they could not make it home in time. And I know many people were affected on their way while going back home, more especially the business persons we have here in Arua City. Some of the people even slept at their business premises because of the heavy downpour. If Arua was like Kampala with a lot of low-lying areas, let me tell you, by this time we would be reporting cases of floods. I do not know. We might be able to get some of the reports this morning, the reports of floods. And you have to know that last year, in this same month, the area of Ediofe was badly affected because of the heavy downpour that caused the river Enyao to burst its bank and affected the people who did not listen to the National Environment Management Authority, especially those occupying the low-lying areas that are termed to be the wetland. And so I believe that nobody has been affected. As I talk right now, it is raining seriously, cats and dogs, and so we have many people locked inside their houses. Still, they cannot come out to go for their daily businesses. And so this is the state of Westnile as I talk right now. I do not know whether the lower belt of Nebi received this rain. Could it be only Arua or other districts are also experiencing the same as Arua City is experiencing at this particular time? And so this is something that you need to know, that God that does not leave his poor people, more especially those who are depending on agriculture. It was now getting a little bit worrying for the farmers that we have in Western region, more especially those that are in the areas that are known for farming. And so it is a blessing in disguise also. I believe that we shall be able to make good use of this rain that we are experiencing. It is not yet too late. We are still in the month of August. In my village where I come from, it is a simsim period where people are clearing their garden for simsim, and some of them are really sowing simsim already, which is a very good thing. While the people in Madioko, more especially the Upper Madi, some of them are already harvesting their simsim, more especially after putting on the racks to dry. They're already clearing the simsim garden, and very soon simsim will be a little bit very cheap in the Upper Madi area. And so for those who would love to buy cheap simsim, please get to some of the markets, the weekly markets that we have in the Upper Madi. Talking about Olepi is one of the weekly markets that we do have, and I believe that the price for simsim will be a little bit very cheap. Meanwhile, in Zombo district, I have to tell you that prices for that is Ginot, Matoke, talking about that is Irish potatoes. You can get cheaply in some of the weekly markets that we do have in Zombo district. This is according to the information that I've been able to obtain. And so this is something that you need to know. God does not leave his poor people, and he will really continue to be with them as the rich people continue to enjoy the money that they continue also to make in various ways that is best known by them. God will also not leave the poor, because he knows very well that he is the one who created them, and he should really be able to provide all means for them to survive. And that is live for you if you do not know. And so thank you very much those who are following us live using that is Zuku satellite channel 0073. We thank you and I appreciate you for choosing Westnile Television this morning, and not forgetting those who are watching us live using StarTimes satellite channel 477. We do appreciate you very much, and not forgetting those who are following us live from the YouTube of the Westnile Television. We thank you very much for subscribing. Make sure that you subscribe. If you have forgotten to subscribe, you subscribe, so that each and every time you just get updates popping on your gadgets that you're using for live streaming Westnile Television. And not forgetting also those who are following us live from their Facebook page. We thank you. We do appreciate you for choosing Westnile Television this morning out of the televisions that we have in our country, Uganda. And allow me to tell you that Westnile Television is not doing badly at the national level, and this is all because of your contributions. And let us continue to contribute to see that we really improve in the ranking at the national level, and that is something that I wanted to bring to your attention, that your contributions towards the development of the television cannot just be taken for granted. And remember, we started in 2021 and we are already in 2023, and you have to know that we are still moving with you, and your contribution towards the development of the television is a very great one. And so allow me to appreciate you in a special way today, 3rd of August 2023. All right, dear viewer, you have to know that the number of stories that are making headlines in West Nile, and also stories in other regions that we have in our country, Uganda. And remember, on 12th of August 2023, Uganda will be commemorating the International Youth Day. This time around, I have been told that the International Youth Day celebration will be taking place in Mbarara. However, the youth in Arua City are really trying their level best to mobilize resources so that they can really be part of the youth who will be, taking part in the commemoration of the International Youth Day that will be taking place on August 12, 2023. And so as the world gears up to celebrate the International Youth Day on August 12, 2023, you have to know that the Youth Council of Arua City is excitedly preparing for the event. And so, however, the council faces a financial challenge as they seek over 33 million Ugandan shillings to organize a successful celebration. And so this is to organize a local celebration right here. Meanwhile, for the national youth leaders, they will be going to Mbarara to join the rest of the youth in celebrating their day right there. Now, the occasion holds significant importance as it raises awareness about critical issues concerning youth and aims to promote sustainable development with the theme Green Skills for Youth. So when we talk about green skills for youth, we are talking about environment, protection, and also planting more trees to protect our environment, as we do talk about the climate change at this particular time. So it is our responsibility. I love the fact that this time around the theme has been chosen as green skills for youth toward a sustainable world. Now, despite the financial constraints, the Youth Council is calling upon the public and well-wishers to extend their support and be part of this transformative event that will be taking place for Arua City. And so last year, Arua City was able to organize the International Youth Day celebration at Aivu Division. I do not know where exactly this time around they will be able to organize the International Youth Day celebration. And so we shall be keeping you updated in regards to this International Youth Day celebration for Arua City. And so International Youth Day was first observed in August 12, 2000, designated by the United Nations. This day serves as an opportunity to shed light on what we call the cultural and legal issues affecting young people worldwide. And so it aims to empower and engage youth in various social, economic, and political contexts, recognizing their role in shaping a sustainable future, as it is always being said by the old leaders that we do have, that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But we always see the people who claim that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow continue to stay in power and continue to really, continue with that political position. And that really speaks also volume in the lives of the young people, as they are always being acclaimed to be the leaders of tomorrow. And so this is going to those who have already served in various capacities, whether social or civil. You should be able to remember that there are young people who also need to be considered in the job world, in the political world, in the social world as well. And so whenever we acclaim that the young people are the leaders of tomorrow, we should also think about leaving for them the space so that they can really also hold those positions of leadership. I am speaking like this because I am also those young persons that we do have in this world, and I have a stake in the development of this world, starting right from the village where I come from the parish where I come from. Right now we are talking about the parish development model, and the young people in Arua City, they have also come out to say that the 30% that has been allocated for the young people under the parish development model is not enough. Can we increase it to 50%? That is the appeal that is being made by the young people we have in Arua City. I do not know other districts that we do have, what the young people in those districts are speaking, whether the 30% that has been allocated for them under the parish development model is enough for them to change their lives. And so this is what I said it is important. I should also be able to bring to your attention. So as the young people of Arua City looks forward to mobilize the 33 million for organizing the International Youth Day, we call upon the world wishes to join them and also to support them in really ensuring that the day come to pass and it passes in a successful way. And so, young people, they need to be given the space to celebrate their day. It is important. We have seen when it's a day for maybe the African child, what the children are always involved in is only to go and sing and also give poem, and the day becomes for the adult. And so this time around, I believe that the young people are at the center stage of organizing their International Day. In most cases, when we say that it's a youth day, we see the elderly taking over the youth day by, doing everything by themselves. And those who feature to speak are majorly the elderly people. Why don't we give the platform for the young people to be the MC, to be the guest of honor? We have the Member of Parliament representing the young people in this country, and we are happy as West Nile that we have our own who is representing the young people at the national level. And I'm talking about Nyamotoro Fiona, who is the National Youth Member of Parliament, and if she can be invited to be the guest of honor in these celebrations that we always have. We always see when young people are organizing their celebration, either the resident district commissioner or the resident city commissioner, they are the one, a guest of honor. Why don't we also, recognize those young people who have made it on, the social, economic, and the political, landscape that we do have here in our country, to be guests of honor and speak to these young people so that they can really inspire the young ones to also take up the mantle. It is all about you to be zealous and also you to be brave. This country belongs to all of us, and that is always what I always say, that each and every person has a stake in this country, and nobody should be suppressed and nobody should be silenced simply because this is a young person, simply because this person is poor, simply because this person comes from a family that has never made it in life. You can really change the political, the social, and economic history of your family where you come from. It requires you to be brave and courageous, and you will move things. You can even become the president of this country when time comes for you to try that position. And a big up to Katumba Hoye, the young man who tried his level best, even if he was not mentioned anywhere before contesting as a young person, but the votes he got during the recent presidential election inspired many people, including me, that you can also make it. You can also try your best. And so I call upon every young person we have in this country, please, this country is yours, this country is ours. And all of us, we have responsibility and stake in the development of this country, and always let us take different programs that are being introduced by government seriously. When we are talking about the parish development model, make sure that you should be part of the beneficiaries who are supposed to benefit from these government programs. When we are talking about the Operation Wealth Creation beneficiaries, you should also be mentioned somewhere. You should also be there. Make sure that you go, register your name, go to these offices, inquire, understand where has the program reached. How far have we gone with this? If the government projects are being undertaken in your areas, be part of that project. I love some young people in this region. They are really so zealous. They are really so courageous. And that is the way to go. We have to be courageous. We have to really have the zeal to understand how young people are really being treated in this world. And so I join the rest of the young people in this country to demand for the social, economic, and political, benefits that we are supposed to enjoy as young people. Much as I am a journalist, but I'm also a young person, I might not be a journalist for life. Time will come for me also to say, let me also try other aspects in life. And so whether political, social, economic, I can also be there. I can also take part. And so you also have to have that courage. It is all about being courageous to face the world. If you're not courageous, let me tell you, you will never face this world. And always be determined in life. you always have a positive saying that I will achieve. If so and so has been able to achieve, why not me? What miracle did he do, did she do to become successful in life? You too can really take up that particular miracle that the person has been able to really make. And so that is what I can really let you know right this morning in regards to the lives that we are living in this world. And so let us support the young people who are organizing for the International Youth Day celebration. I have been told that the youth in Nebi municipality might not be able to organize the International Youth Day celebration because there is nothing like money for them right now, and so they have to look for their own resources. I was speaking to one of the youth councillors of Nebi municipality, and she was able to tell me that this time around the municipality might not be able to provide for them money to go for the International Youth Day celebration. For the national celebration that is going to be in Uganda, in Mbarara for Uganda. And so I call upon the leadership of Nebi municipality, please can we support these young people? And I know that you have been affected because somebody took Nebi municipality to court over the issue of land, and currently Nebi municipality is paying some good amount of money to that person, and this is what happens always with the leadership. And so we cannot just allow the young people to stay like that, not to join the rest of their colleagues in celebrating the International Youth Day. Can we support the youth? There is a budget allocation that is always allocated for the young people, and can we mobilize for resources and see that the young people really join the rest of their colleagues in celebrating this day? I am speaking with a lot of passion because I'm a young person, and I cannot allow the young people also to be, boxed at the corner and be just left like that. Yet they are really very, very important in the social, economic, and political development of this country, and we need to continue advocating for them. And I know Zombo District, there is a youth league, and the district youth chairperson, please mobilize resources, mobilize your colleague youths, organize the day. I want to hear this time Zombo District is organizing the Youth Day celebration, and I will also be taking part there because I have a stake in Zombo District as well, and also I have a stake in all the districts we have in Westnile. And for those who would also love to invite me to be part of the day as a young person who has also made it in life, for your information, and I have a story to tell, we can really, speak to these young people to get to understand how life is. Because some of us, we have seen life, much as we are still young, but we have gone through, and somebody did say that some of us, we are only remaining with the one thing, that is a calling from God. And so that is what you need to know. It's already exactly 8 a.m. right on Westnile Television with the issues surrounding the International Youth Day celebration, and also some districts are trying their best to see that they organize for the Youth Day celebration. Let's go for a break, and when I come back, I still have more for you this morning. My name is Denis Oringi, and it is KOKOLIRIKO Live on Westnile Television, where we dissect the social, economic, and political issues we have in Westnile region, Northern region, Uganda at large, and not forgetting diving into some of the social, economic issues and political issues as well in some of the regions we have in our country, Uganda. We cannot run away from these social, economic, and issues. If you don't want to participate in the political aspect, let me tell you, as it's always being taught in social studies and also CRE, that if you don't want change, change will change you, and you have to continue experiencing the change, even if you don't want to take part in the changes that you're seeing taking place in your country. I am one of those that are actively involving in the changes that we are seeing in our country, Uganda, because I am interested in every aspects of life, whether social, economic, or political issues we have in this country, Uganda. And through Westnile Television, we cannot leave you out of these developments that we do have in the region. Let's go for a break. Good morning.
Westnile TV, lighting up. Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
A brand new Global Star TV with StarTimes Inside Technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTimes antenna and satellite signal. With StarTimes Inside Global Star TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTimes highest bouquet for free, automatic system update, more benefits, more affordable. StarTimes Inside Global Star TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Oringi, and welcome aboard, and it is still a KOKOLIRIKO Live. All right, let's dive into some of the stories that we do still have for you that you need to know right here on Westnile Television, wherever you might be catching the show live from. And thank you very much for joining us. If you have just joined us, you have to know that it is Westnile Television, KOKOLIRIKO Live. My name is Denis Oringi, and I'm here to give you every information that you need to know. Zombo District yesterday was able to pass the education ordinance. This is something that you need to know, and in the due course of the show and also in the due course of the week, I will be able to dive into some of the issues that we have in the education ordinance that has been passed by the Zombo District Local Government Council yesterday, and it has to be now taken to the Attorney General for perusing. That is what you need to know in regards to the ordinance that has been passed by Zombo District Local Government. And thanks a lot to NEBI, District Non-Governmental Organization Network, that is the body that is responsible for the affairs of the civil society organizations that are operating in Greater NEBI. They supported Zombo District in ensuring that the education ordinance is really passed. And this is the first of its kind, it is the first ordinance that Zombo District is passing. So it is waiting for the Attorney General to approve and also be taken to the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs for guidance, and also for acknowledgement and for acceptance for it to be used. And this is something that is good news for the people of Zombo District. And thanks a lot to those who have been behind the education ordinances that have been passed. And so we thank you and we do appreciate you. And I believe that the ordinance will be implemented properly. As a country, our problem is implementation. I think Uganda has got one of the best laws and policies that we do have in the world but the problem has been the implementation of these policies, these regulations, these laws that we have in place. We have these laws all in place. We have the policies all in place, but we have the regulations all in place, but implementation has been a very big problem. Somebody did say that the laws are made in Uganda and they are implemented in Rwanda. I do not know when, as a country, we shall be able to stick to our laws and policies and regulations that we do have. Yes, in some areas, the policies and regulations are being, they're trying, government is trying its best to see that they're properly implemented. But these policies, regulations, and laws are being frustrated by the same people working for the government. This is not something that we need to hide. Have been in this country for all this while. I have known what we have in this country, and I've been reading literature work that has been written about Uganda, and practically I've also witnessed, and physically I have also really seen what has been taking place in regards to policies, regulations, and laws that we have in this country. We have been seeing the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda being changed time here and time out, time in, time out, and also we have been seeing, the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda being regarded by the opposition to be a rubber stamp, the Constitution being abused, and blaming Parliament for that, because the members of the opposition always say that the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda is just a rubber stamp parliament that is just being used by the executive. And so these has been the words from the opposition that we have in this country, Uganda. And so with the clear policies, regulations, rules, procedures and other stuff, we still have problems in this country. Talk about the environment issues. We have proper laws regarding environment. We have proper laws regarding education policies. We have in Uganda regarding education, and we have the Constitution that is the supreme, law of this country. That people are really, aborting. You understand? People are really rapping the Constitution. They're doing what they deem fit for themselves, not fit for the country as it has been enshrined in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And so we need to get serious in the laws that we do have as a country, the policies that we do have as a country, the regulations that we do have in this country. We need to be serious about implementing them. We cannot be making policies, laws, and regulations for other countries to implement. This is my message this morning. And so about the ordinance that has been passed by Zombo District, the education ordinance, and I believe that the members of the public will be properly sensitized about this ordinance that has been passed as we wait for the Attorney General to approve the ordinance. As I did mention yesterday, that our problem in this country is that we tend only to favor those educated people, and we leave out uneducated people. Those who went to the school. We tend to focus on those who went to school. We leave out those who went to the school. So I believe that Zombo District local government will be able to see that this ordinance is properly translated in the local language and understood by the people of Zombo District. Zombo people are Alur-speaking people, and they can read the local language that they speak. Let this ordinance not only be for the elite or for the elites. Let the ordinance also be well understood by the local people we have in the district, especially those who did not go far with their education because of reasons best known by them. Because this ordinance will not, this ordinance will be implemented even if you are educated, you are not educated. Because there is that clause for the parents. As we think about implementing that clause meant for the parents, we need to sensitize the parents on what we have in that clause in regards to educating their children. There's that clause for the schools. We need to really, break it down for our schools that we have in Zombo District. We need to break it down for even the pupils and the students, because those clauses are there that affect, whether negatively or positively, these stakeholders that we do have. So it is important. They have used the law language, they have used the, the jargons, the legal jargons. Can we break down the legal jargons for one who has not gone to a legal school to understand the legal jargons that have been captured in this education ordinance? As we wait for the Attorney General to approve the education ordinance that was passed yesterday at Zombo District Local Government Headquarters, where the councillors were able to participate actively. And I'm happy that they were able to invite the magistrate to break this down for them so that they are able to understand, more especially the councillors. I saw the councillors, you have understood and you have the copy of this ordinance. Use different fora to break it down for the local people to understand during funerals, during birthday parties, during celebrations that will be organized in Zombo District, and use the available media platforms that we do have. I will not have any problem hosting the speaker or the district education officer for Zombo District, Nicholas Odeba, on this show to make sense of this education ordinance that has been passed. If it will be approved by the Attorney General, this will either affect the people of Zombo negatively or positively. That is what you need to know with the implementation of the laws that we have in this country. Either somebody is affected negatively or affected positively. And so for all the persons we have in Zombo District to benefit from this ordinance, there is need for them to understand the ordinance properly, as we really look forward to implementing the ordinance that has been passed. And I know of some districts that passed ordinances. I know of Arua district then that passed education ordinance, but I have not been seeing implementation being taken serious of, because I was one of those who reported about the education ordinance of Arua district. But implementation has not been so effective, according to me. And according to the information that I'm now getting, is that the current Arua district wants to pass its own education ordinance. They don't want to use the other one, because that one was meant for the greater Arua district. I want to hear Madiokolo passing ordinances. I want to hear Terego district passing ordinances. They are good. They help to really streamline certain things at the district level. Much as we also have the Supreme Court of this country, we have the laws in this country, the policies, the regulations in this country. It cannot stop a district from developing its own ordinance in regards to what we are witnessing at the national level. And so if the problem is teenage pregnancy, what can we do as a district council to see that we cap down the cases of teenage pregnancies that are being registered in the district? And I have read through the ordinance that has been passed by Zombo District Local Government. It intends to address the early child marriage, the teenage pregnancy that the district is suffering with now as I do talk. It was worst during COVID-19. Majority of the girls, school-going girls, were affected. They got pregnant as I talk right now. Some cannot go back to school. Some were supported to go back to school through different initiatives and support from civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations. And so this is something that is good. And one of the objectives of the ordinance that has been passed by Zombo District, that is the education ordinance, captures the aspect of the retention of pupils at school. Having children stay in school. And I will see how this will be implemented, whether it will be effective or not. It is good that this ordinance has been passed at a time when I am still alive. And I will continue to follow up and report on some of these issues, especially the implementation, because I understand Zombo in and out. And I will be interested in understanding the implementation of this, whether it is being effected, and some of the issues will be underground. as you dig out information, and also the aspect of whether people have understood the ordinance, the local people that we have in the district. As we plan to pass other ordinances that we have prepared, please, we should not leave out consulting also other stakeholders in regards to this. And the stakeholders I'm talking about, let us not only consult those educated. We get to those who are not educated also, we consult them. They might also be having proper ideas that can really shape and develop the district, develop the region, and develop the whole country. And so in most cases, the educated tend to go to the boardroom, in AC rooms, for workshops where they take good tea and eat good lunch. And we forget about those who have not gone to school in seeking their opinions and their views when we are coming out with the policies and regulations and ordinances, laws in this country. And I believe that in the next discussion of another ordinance that a district, whether Zombo, Nebi, or Pakwash, will be preparing to pass, we shall be able to think about the other all Muzee who never went to school, but he has some good ideas that he can really tell you in the local language. And meanwhile, those who have gone to school can properly sit down and restructure, reframe, and it comes out a very, very good, ordinance or point to be captured in the ordinance that the district intends to pass. This is very important. I advocate for the space for those who have not gone to school, that in most cases, their opinions and their views have not been sorted. And so this is something that we need to really capture when we want to develop holistically. And so when we talk about holistic development, we don't leave out any person. Whether the persons with disabilities should also be consulted. Right now we are talking about health service delivery. Most of our health facilities don't have sign language interpreters. And so what does this mean to health services, more especially for the persons with disability? I will be giving you some of the stories that I've been following for a number of months in regards to health service delivery that we have in some of the districts we have in West Nile, more especially focusing on the persons with disability, how they are being treated whenever they go for health services in any of the health facilities that we do have. Yet they are supposed also to be considered as any other human persons that we do have. I think that is where government has scored 0. This is according to my rating in catering for persons with disability when it comes to seeking health services. Go to Health Center 2, Health Center 3 we have in our districts. They don't have sign language interpreter for the persons with hearing impairment, for a person with vision impairment. And we need to really focus on that. Because these persons with disabilities, they are also human beings like us. They never wanted to be the way they are. They found themselves in that situation. And so we cannot discriminate them because of their condition. They need to be catered for. They need to be supported. And so that is what we need to do. And I challenge each and every person who is a stakeholder in this country to really play his or her role in ensuring that we support those with disabilities. That is what I felt it is important that I should be bringing to your attention this morning. All right, you have to know that some of the stories that are making headlines in our country, Uganda, it was a very nice moment for the business community of Arua, and I've been told that some people are now preparing their passports. They want to do business with Nigeria because they were tipped that you can now begin even going to Nigeria and do business, because first of all, there are names that we have here in West Nile that they sound the same like names we have in Nigeria. For example, Atiku is also Atiku in Nigeria. There is Atiku in Lugaraland. And so the business community of Arua City, they are eagerly waiting to do business with Nigeria. And Nigeria embassy is trying to strike a deal with the Uganda's government to see how the Uganda Airlines can also begin now having flights to Nigeria, both to and fro, to make people also really, explore businesses that we do have. And so that is something I felt it is important that I should be able to bring to your attention this morning. Let's dive into the Daily Monitor this morning. What are some of the stories that are making headlines in the Daily Monitor this morning? And also later on, I will be looking into the stories making headlines in the Neo Vision. Uganda embraces global tourism agenda. This is something that is good, that we cannot live without mentioning it for you. This is a very good one, that Uganda embraces global tourism agenda is what you need to know. And so Uganda joined the rest of the world in the 66th Regional Commission for Africa for the United Nations, a world tourism organization which was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, that is Province Kumar Juganut in Mauritius. And you have to know that on August the 1st, that was on Tuesday, the country's delegation, led by Colonel retired Tom Butime, who is Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, and I can remember vividly very well, but before Tom Butime becoming the minister in this country, he was the resident district commissioner of Nebi district. I can be challenged if I am wrong. And so that is what you need to know. And so currently the Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities is Tom Butime. This is going to our children who are in primary and in secondary. Most of our students and pupils don't know who are our ministers that we have in our country, Uganda, including even those who went to school, who are even working with the government. They don't know all the ministers we have. I've been told that some people don't know even the minister in charge of the dockets that they're working for here in our country, Uganda, especially those who are working for agencies, departments, and government parastatals that we do have. And so get interested each and every time to understand. And even the number plates, by the way, the government number plates are not well known by our citizens. And I will take a special time one day to let you know, when you see a vehicle, government vehicle with the red number plate and yellow, it started with UG, and then the end is either Z, the end is either A, the end is either with the T, the end is either with the Y. Which ministry is that? And that vehicle belongs to which ministry? This is something that, let me say, 80% of Ugandans they don't know at all. And so when a government vehicle comes to the area, they don't know which vehicle is this, from which ministry, from which government departments, from which government agencies, from which local government. And so that is what you need to know. I will take my time to educate and give these to the people. I know my graphic person will be able to help me, and we shall be able to work on this properly to educate you, because it is my responsibility to let you know what we have in our country, Uganda. I will be doing a disservice if I leave out some of the issues that you need to know, more especially the public information that is supposed to be disclosed to you as the citizen who has a stake in this country, who pays taxes to this government in order for the government to run. It is important that you should be able to know the public information that should not be hidden for you. And this is my superpower. When it comes to any information about the government, I have the superpower in getting that information. And that is what I can really do for you. And that is my superpower. And so I will be doing my best to see that I give you every information that you need to know, more especially the public information that you need to know in this country, so that we move at par. Especially those who have not gone to school are also able to reason like those who went to school. And that is what I can really promise you, and I will be able to give you that. I can use different platforms also so that you get to understand. For those who have social media, you can go to my X space, and that is the former Twitter space. Currently it is called X. You can go to my X space, and that is Oringi Francis 11, and you'll be able to get me right there, because the Twitter has been changed already. Somebody has bought Twitter and decided to rename it to be X. And so when you want to converse with me on X space, you can go to my Twitter handle as well. And some of the information, the public information, you will be getting it right there on my X space as well. And so that is my superpower that I can not really, joke around with, because that is what I am good in. Getting government information which is public and is for public consumption. There you will be able to get the information. And so I will be letting you know some of the the government number plate, so that when you see a vehicle belonging to government passing like this, you're able to say, yes, that vehicle belongs to the office of the Prime Minister. Yes, that vehicle belongs to Ministry of Agriculture. Yes, that vehicle belongs to Minister of Defense. Yes, that vehicle belongs to State House. Yes, that vehicle belongs to the President of the Republic of Uganda because of the number plates, not because of the structures of the vehicles. And you'll be able to know that, yes, this vehicle is for the Speaker of Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. Yes, this vehicle belongs to Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. It is important that you should be able to know these kind of vehicles that do hoof around your area. You will be able to know that, yes, a vehicle belonging to Ministry of Agriculture has just passed because of the number plate. It is important. Yes, they are going to, they are moving to that digital number plate for easy tracking, which I'll also let you know the model of the new number plate that we do have. There's a conversation about the new number plate, especially when you talk about the costing of the number plate, and members of parliament are saying that, yes, you want Ugandans to embrace the new number plate, but it is very expensive. Can you try to make it at the same price of the for the ordinary number plates that we do have? And so that is what I felt I will be able to let you know. So I was still on the point of who is the Minister for Tourism and Antiquities, Wildlife here in our country, Uganda, is none other than Tom Butime, who was also the former Resident District Commissioner for Nebi District. He got his appointment when he was the Resident District Commissioner of Nebi District. This is something that you need to know, more especially when Nebi, Pakwash, Nebi and Zombo was still one under Nebi District. And so Tom Butime, together with that, Mwanja Paul Patrick, Uganda Tourism Board Director and CEO of Uganda Tourism Board, that is Lily Ajarova, among others, attended the meeting to reaffirm Uganda's commitment to promoting sustainable tourism practices. The focus was on benefiting local communities, conserving natural resources, and preserving cultural heritage. Alur people, you have your cultural heritage. The Lugbara, you have your cultural heritage. You have some of the cultural sites that can be turned to be tourism sites that we do have. Even the cultural dances that we do have can turn to be tourism. Tourist attractions. By the way, for your information, and I've been told that over the weekend there will be what we call the Urban Cultural Festival. So that is also, if you're a local tourist in West Nile, take part, come and witness, come and see what will, the different cultural performances that will be performed here in Arua City. And so that is promoting local tourism. We have the Enemine Pasha in Wadilai. You can go there and get to understand some of the history. We have the Wanglei in Pakwash, behind the Pakwash Army Detach, that is next to Pakwash Bridge. Yeah, there's some good history there, and that is also another tourist site you can really visit. We have the palace of Alur Kingdom. Yeah, you can also visit. That is something that you need to know. And yesterday there was a delegation from the UNPF that visited the king of Alur there in Zombo district. However, I think the road leading to the palace need to be worked on, and this is going to all the subjects in Alur Kingdom. Please, we need to mobilize resources. We have road unit in Nebi. I think Zombo district has the road unit. We can really offer some little, fuel to work on the road leading to the palace. This is something that I want to make it clear this morning. It is important that we should work on that road so that the kingdom is really good. This is what I can really promise you. As we wait for government commitment of really adding that stress of around 30 kilometers from War to that is Zombo Town Council, to be worked on by Uganda National Road Authority. But currently, Zombo District, I think you need to get some resources and work on that road from War to Zombo Town Council. The road has never been worked on. I got report that that area is still very bad, especially also the road leading to the palace is what we need to know that need to be worked on. This is my appeal. And I want to take this opportunity to really call upon the Alur Kingdom subjects, please let's contribute and see that that road leading to the palace is worked out. My name is Denis Oringi. Let's go for a break. It is KOKOLIRIKO Live on Westnile Television, where we discuss social, economic, and political issues we have in our country, Uganda. And tomorrow we'll be having the Community Liaison Officer for Arua City here in the studio, and we shall be discussing community policing that is very, very instrumental for police to be undertaking in order for the members of public to understand how police operate. My name is Denis Oringi. Let's go for a break, and we'll be coming back with more stories we have for you. Good morning.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region. Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
A brand new Global Star TV with StarTimes Inside Technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTimes antenna and satellite signal. With StarTimes Inside Global Star TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTimes highest bouquet for free, automatic system update, more benefits, more affordable. StarTimes Inside Global Star TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, we'll be back. You are still watching Westnile Television. My name is Denis Oringi. Let's have more stories that we have for you in the Daily Monitor this morning. There's some of the stories that are so interesting that you need to know here. I'm interested in this story where parents neglecting their roles in children's upbringing, says Member of Parliament. This is something that you need to know right this morning. Annette Katusimwe Mugisha, the woman Member of Parliament for Busenyi District, has expressed concern over the declining moral values among the young generation, holding some parents responsible for their children's unruly actions that have become societal problems is what you need to know. Mugisha was speaking at the Rotary Club of Busenyi Fellowship event on youth empowerment and economic development. She said that parents must recognize that the upbringing of their children is solely their responsibility and no one else will do it for them. She pointed out that numerous parents have shifted their legal and moral responsibilities towards their children despite being the primary disciplinaries in their lives. Some parents believe that making children work at home is subjecting them to suffering and they view it as mistreatment. However, many of us worked diligently during our childhood and grew up to become successful women. Nowadays, working seems out of the question for our children. It is very, very common with the educated people recruiting maids to take care of their children. Let me tell you something here. For those who have maids, let me tell you that you are relenting your responsibilities to somebody who is not responsible for the upbringing of your children. And if your children become unruly in future, don't blame any other person, but blame yourself. It's quite unfortunate that currently we tend to blame government for the behavior of the children that we do have. Who is government? Government is you and I. And so if your children is unruly, and your children is behaving in a funny way, and they don't listen to you as it is always being acclaimed by some parents, you have to blame yourself as a parent because you have not done enough parenting. You did not play that role that you are supposed to play. And so for those who have maids, please. Yes, it is important that we should have these maids to take care of our children because we are busy people. But we should also have it at the back of our mind that it's our responsibility to ensure that our children are properly brought up. We cannot hand over our children 100% to the maids to take care of, as it is the case with some women that I have seen here in Arua City. Yes, you can have your maid to do other house chores, but please, upbringing your child requires your responsibility. And so, I am also a parent like you. I am speaking this out of experience that majority of the children who are brought up by maids have problems in as far as morals upbringings are concerned. Some of us, we are like this because we are properly brought up. And that is a fact. And that's why one is different from the other. It's simply because of the aspect of upbringing. For me, I never grew up in the hand of a maid. That's why I'm sound. And so, parents, we can have the maids. But let us not mistreat these maids as well. There are people, when they have maids now, they feel like they are king and chiefs and also queens sitting there with remotes in the sitting room, you know, watching Z-World, for instance, watching soaps on their television. Please, we have to participate. And some women have left the responsibility of preparing the beds to the maids. Yes, the husband will see that it's only the maids preparing the bed, and then the maid will continue preparing the bed. And then here you'll begin crying, wing, 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 wing. Don't cry, because you have not taken fully your responsibility. I am not a singer, a wayungo. But makayerlem hene anu makawese dogalur ni juma giche kanigwa kawia ni juru nyodo kani nyolo nyatin cha peri e paga nyati pangati moko ngo mekelo ne omako bino beru gwok pasu peri e ber ni beru gura ni gwoko pasu peri ento e ber neno ni ya ini chale jara nyodo makiberu kare neno ni ya ikwoko nyati peri kago ingeti ikete nyati ni winjo moro peri e ka nyatino winjo kwa moro pa maid kare biro mo ibiria mo maid nyatino wiyo gamlal eng'eyo ng'ato maka shidi bange nyatino chako kwa kumeni waramu kelo jurutish ipashi mamwa ni timo tish mo kende endo kari wakelo jurutish ni timo tish ipashi mamwa kudo bed ku kare mimiko awuno ikom awia enene kudo bed ku kare mimiko kare matek wo matek ni awia ene ikata nyatin pangat tedo ringo iri shela maber nyatin du ko cham du bang pichogu manongi chamu cheke weko eno te kura marash e kura mako ngo bedo kare medongo kode edongi keta wiya mo dong manongo ongit wigi te atira e shalo nyatin pangate modongi pasu pa men ku won mako wajuru nyodo ma nyola wiya eni mako beka go kuda wiya ne e ka watimo ma eni tapchi wabineno ni ya awiya mo gidongo matira gidongo magiremu ngo gidongo dongi ngeo lembe cheke wanena wiya makoni kade yuweo lela mayo lela ngeo dengo e pien wajuru nyoro wa pelo wigi ne nyati para amito kuoma be amito nyati para kuro nwang rete kome kuro amito nyati para kuro tim tich mateko mai e berungo ken nyati no tim tich matek chalo yuwade kare ngeo ni ya ngom eni ne magitim tich ku tegu kare bet ku kare menwango lem kare bet ku kare menwango beru ngat moko mbe menwango beru manongo bedo pelele fete yotare bedo fete etimo piny moko ngo e Biblia da yero wabisamo ku kuok nyatin matimo ngo tich ku kuok e sam kani ijara nyori wi parni e be mi ko kwa piny nyatin be mi ko kwa piny nyatin amira yer ni ya kashe mi bedo pe wo bilo nyatin enne ajikine e do ko dano ma suwide town e bisa ku ko chala belu kere sama pola be washine ya awiya mo neno no ngite kane yudo piny badane di town ni awiya magidongo ma juru nyodo mi ko ponjo gi ngo maber uti awiya ma juru nyodo bedo ku kare mi wasu igine ya iki eno nyati para ku di good come eno nyati para ma ko ngo bedo ku kare mi wak nyati para ma ko ngo bedo ku kare mi furu podu nyati para ma ko ngo bedo ku kare mi jwero lela ku school mo ko dong mi private ma ka woni ino nyatin ay ko gwano piri idbi boda piri school ni we lela ma yo lela nyati no ngo e ka ching masene ne mi bedo pe ko bi lokre iri nyati peri ko ne nedi wajuru nyodu makwane lembe ni show mako ketu wangwa toro ni neno kid mangom ne tekane lokre kude e ke paro ni aya kimi ko kude nyati peri ni aya nyati barati chalo gold makabeka ni weyo kuma yuaya beka ni kodo tura koda kude kume e ka sheng mebi po dio turi e be nywen rekuru tur zai we za e chalo biblia ye ni aya wa ai ngom mano ko bidoke ngom e biti mere kumeno chalo kin me gore ko manungu podi lamba gora otimere ngoi kumi na ni aya ikuwa maber mana kimi ko ponji mo porre ni awia ni nyati peri kar nyati peri beru ko kare ni kuwa maber kod awia wadi mokende aparo ni aya aberu ko kare mi yutir lambe ene manzelo na dogalur masho pian kita mangom ne otieka ni dok kude ete ngom manungo yesh ete ngom mi kare mo beru kare mi dongo kude ngati bi washine ya hii ena wiya manyole rundi pa museveni sande with anore andado nyol way rundi pa museveni enta ko matira ella mo makaberu kare mi yutu un ni kata nyati biru ko maber ko matira nyati pe dengeo ni ya ngom enne ete kumeni makore ko wange kata mara ne washine ya wiya kish wange kwirite ye ngato mako migi kisham mako ko dokturi ko mgido ngumba kata nyati kish kane ko no wange ndrekini eneno mashade eneno jirano tia shama shido kuja gude kete iye pien koni ngat mashabe mikiringo cham kidman yangshan meru kuru beru kare mikiru ko cham e don pira te ko makwane ni ya wa tungu awia mwa wa gwoka awia mwa wa juru nyudu ma wakfodi wako. It is our responsibility as our parents to always take care of our children. I love the way the orphans they always live. They are always very sharp, their eyes are always glittering here and there. When they see the neighbor is eating, they will also go there and they will eat, because they know that the food that will be provided by the person taking responsibility of his or her affairs will not be able to provide the way his or her mother or the father used to provide. So it is important that we should be able to really, advise our children, and we make our children to really learn that this world requires what we call, zeal and courage to survive. Not for us to wait for the time that they will say the dust should go back to the dust, as it has been written in the Bible, that we came from the dust, and to the dust we shall go. Let it not be that case. And that situation always comes when a child does not listen, and parents wash their hands from taking responsibility of upbringing their children. That is what you need to know. Court of Appeal confirmed 25-year jail punishment against murderer is something that you need to know. Aga Khan University Don urges researchers to stick to ethics. Then man hacks on mother to death is also another sub-story. Heavy down rain wrecks havoc in Bundibujon, destroys school property. Mother of Kawempe fire victim decries slow justice is what you need to know. And then UPDF soldier kills wife, shoots self is also another sad one right there for you. 20 confirmed dead after boat capsizes in Lake Victoria is also another sad story. And then maid raped at gunpoint in police officer's house. It is quite unfortunate. Those who have been entrusted with our laws of this country to keep law and order, they are the one really going against this. It is quite unfortunate. Then Inspector General of Government uncovers corruption in 9 Busoga local governments. Corruption in local governments is something that is still there, and I believe that the IGG will also be able to move to West Nile and also uncover some of the corruption cases that we always hear in corridors here in West Nile sub-region. And then 2026 elections to cost shillings 1.3 trillion Ugandan shillings. This is what you need to know. 1.3 trillion will be used for organizing 2026 election. Members of Parliament probe the ghost of fuel cards at the Trade Ministry is also another story that you need to know, that some people have what we call ghost fuel cards at Ministry of Trade. What next for travel? That is Forum for Democratic Change is a question being asked here in the Daily Monitor. And then government pushes for 6 months maternity leave is what you need to know. So once a worker gets pregnant and has been given a maternity leave, the person has to stay, is supposed to stay for 6 months with the pay. That's the beauty. But in some civil society organizations, in the private sector, my friend, when you're pregnant and you have requested not even for 1 month like this, you find that the following day they have replaced you with another person. And so this is supposed to be taken seriously. This is not only for the government workers, I think when you talk about labor law, the labor law cuts across not only for those who are working in government, it also cuts across for those who are working in the private sector. We need to really be considerate, and we need to stick to the law that we have in this country. As I did mention earlier on, as a country we have proper laws, regulations, policies, but the problem is implementation. You find that in the Employment Act is not properly being followed by government and also by civil society organizations, and also, private sectors that we do have. This is something that you need to know. Employers in public and private sectors should consider increasing maternity leave for working mothers from 3 to 6 months to promote exclusive breastfeeding. An official from the Ministry of Health has said. Speaking at the launch of this year's breastfeeding week held in Kampala yesterday, the Assistant Commissioner for Nutrition at the Ministry of Health, Samali Namusoke, said exclusive breastfeeding would check malnutrition among children. Namusoke said the number of women in Uganda who exclusively breastfeed their babies has declined from 66% in 2016 to 63%, mainly due to limited time employees spend with their babies, and this is true. And so from 3 months, it is mandatory that if you're working for a private company, if you have gone for maternity leave, according to the current law of this country, you are supposed to be given 3 months. With the pay, not without pay. But it's quite unfortunate that in some of the private sectors that we do have, private organizations, entities we have, you find that if a lady has gotten pregnant, the lady is only given 1 month for pregnant leave. Sometimes when you have a good human resource officer, will think about you, will give you 2 months. Government has been a little bit very strict, and they follow the 3 months. But now they are requesting for 6 months to be added. Which private organization will allow somebody to stay for 6 months and this person will be paid full salary to continue breastfeeding? I want to hear and I want to see that organization that will implement that and do that effectively. And that's where I say we have a proper policy and law books in this country, regulations, but the implementation is really very poor. Talk about the contract for the employees, I mean. This is something that has been silent. I know the minimum wage bill cannot be discussed at this particular time because the members of parliament, majority of them have businesses, and when you begin engaging the minimum wage bill, this will really scare them from doing businesses. And that's why it is very hard for somebody to table a private member bill on the minimum wage bill, not even from the opposition. And so this is something, some of these things is happening here in our country, Uganda, and we cannot run away from those facts. Yeah. I want to see that member of parliament who is going to be bold enough to table what we call the minimum wage bill for our country, Uganda. And then that will be the only transparent, ethical member of parliament with integrity. And that will be the member of parliament who think about the urban poor, because the urban poor are the people who are working in these private sectors, the people who are really working in these industries. That's why you see industry flourishing, and government of the Republic of Uganda talks of industrialization, because they depend on cheap labor. And this cheap labor, what they are supposed to be paid is determined by the owner of the business. And so once we have a minimum wage bill, or minimum wage act here in our country, Uganda, meaning that for you to start working in an organization, you already know that this is my startup pay. And then you can negotiate. But currently, the negotiation is done by who? The negotiation, the salary to be paid is determined by the person who has employed you. And so that is what our country is currently as we talk. And that's why it's very hard to hear members of parliament discussing minimum wage bill. I don't know whether it's a god that cannot really be challenged. Yeah, this can also be tabled. I'm waiting for that parliament that will be discussing minimum wage bill right there for you. Dear viewer, I have to tell you that my time is fast spent, but allow me to tell you that up next is going to be Ayolaza. That is Lugbara News that will be coming your way with that is Feta Emmanuel right there for you. And so this is something that you need to know. And so the 6 months maternity leave, I am waiting to see whether this will be discussed at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, whether the Employment Act of this country will be amended. I want to hear that Member of Parliament standing up at Parliament of the Republic of Uganda and tabling this amendment bill right there for you. I am waiting. Meanwhile, in the new vision injury rules, Uganda is most out of 2023 World Cup is also another thing that you need to know. The nationwide grading and classification of accommodation facilities underway. And then Nabanja commits to timely release of funds for 2026 election. And so this is something that you need to know, that Robin Nabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, has committed to really timely release the fund for 2026 elections. Then KCCA demolishes illegal installation on railway line. Is also another story. Then Museveni, whose Japanese companies to support Uganda on value addition, is another thing. As we look forward to seeing that the value addition facility that we have in Arua City is put to function, because it cost over 2 billion of Uganda shillings to put up the value addition facility that is idle here in Arua City. These are some of the stories that we have in our dailies this morning. You will be able to get yourself a copy and read more stories that will feature in the dailies right there. My name is Denis Oringi. I am out of here. Catch me again tomorrow for the Friday edition of the program, the KOKOLIRIKO, as I will be having the community liaison officer here in the studio, as we will be discussing community policing from the side of the police. I am out of here. Good morning.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.